Ladies and gentlemen, this is not a drill. The World Cup 2026 group stage draw has just taken place in Washington, D.C. and after 2 long, grueling hours with waffle, so much waffle, Trump getting the Peace Prize or whatever, loads of unnecessary stuff, some music, I don't know what I thought of it, about 15 different people coming on stage. It's finally happened. And that was one hell of a draw. 12 groups, 4 teams each, 48 teams in total, 104 matches, the biggest tournament ever. I cannot wait for this. And this draw had some very interesting groups. So we're just going to go through it, going to give you my initial reaction and prediction, I guess, as to who should be doing well in which group and, you know, how that's going to affect the tournament. So starting off with Group A, the host nation, Mexico. And I just knew it was rigged. We all knew it was going to happen. The opening game of the World Cup will be Mexico against Bafana, just like 2010 in South Africa, where Shabalala scored that iconic goal. And it's happening again. We're running it back to 2010. And I think Mexico should be happy with this. I think that's a good opening game. I think South Africa are going to find it tough. The host nation often wins the first game, unless you're Qatar, of course. But South Africa are a good team. They're a very good team. I think they're getting very underrated because not many of their players play in top European leagues. A lot of them still in the South African league. But I'm sorry, they've got talent. They have got such a talented squad that I think really could be a dark horse potentially at this World Cup. I mean, if I'm looking at like Mbakazi, who I think is 20 years old at centre-back, he is incredible. Mbule is such an amazing creative attacking midfielder. It's going to be very interesting to see what they can do at the AFCON, because I think AFCON's going to change a lot for the African teams. Mexico, as the hosts, they should be happy with this. The other 2 teams, obviously, I forgot to say, are South Korea and European Playoff D. Czech Republic, if we win our 2 games in March, that's going to be our group. And as a Czech fan, I don't want to get too carried away because we still have a long way to go. 2 games against some very good sides and we're not looking the best right now. But if that is us, then I think this is as good a group as we could have got. I know it's a tough group. South Korea, again, a very good team, right? I'm a big fan of Asian football. South Korea are probably the second best team in Asia, right? Full of amazing, talented players. But as a pot 4 team, you really couldn't have asked for too much more. And the fact that we would play Mexico in the last group game is also good, as opposed to a South Africa who have them in the opening game, which is going to be tough. But I think Mexico should be happy with this group. I think that it could have been so much worse. They could have got Colombia, they could have had Norway, they could have had Italy. It could have been much, much worse for Mexico. And even though it's tough, I think they'll take this. I think Mexico should be topping this group, especially with those host nation powers. And the opening game at the Azteca, I think Mexico are happy with this. Group B, Canada, Qatar, Switzerland, and European Playoff A, which could be Italy. Wow. I mean, RIP to Qatar, man. RIP to Qatar, put it in the bag. Put it in the bag. These guys are doing nothing at this World Cup. Like, I always say, World Cups, you have surprises. Don't write a team off, you know. It's everybody is looking at these groups. I'm seeing a lot of disrespect to certain teams. Everybody's looking at certain groups and saying, oh, that's easy. That's going to be a cakewalk. And I say, no, that's not true. That's the World Cup. It's not going to happen. But with Qatar, man, put it in the bag. They needed a pot 4 team like Haiti or Curacao or something like that, and they didn't get it. And they're going to find it so tough. I mean, they're going to struggle. They're picking up 0 points here. Canada, as the hosts, I think will be content with this. I think Switzerland will be tough, though. We know Switzerland always show up at these tournaments. I think Switzerland's a tough draw. And if that does become Italy, that could be tough as well for Canada. Let's see how they manage to go with this. I mean, Italy, again, as a pot 4 team, it really couldn't have been too much better. So I think they'll be happy as well. I think that's a pretty interesting group. I think people are sleeping on that group. It could provide some entertainment. Group C, I like this group. Brazil, Haiti, Morocco, and Scotland. Wowie-woo-wah. The Scots, man. The Scots. Unlucky. Brazil and Morocco. Oh, this is going to be a long day. That Brazil-Morocco game is going to feed generations. Oh my God, I cannot wait for it. It's going to be insane. Brazil are going into this tournament with not the greatest of form. People are a little bit, skeptical about how they're going to do, myself included. But I think this is a good group, to be fair, because the game against, I think Scotland and Haiti, they have to win both. And then that first game against Morocco is going to decide a lot. I think that's a very even game. Haiti they could, it could have been better for them. But it's their first World Cup and opening game against, their first World Cup in 40 years, I think. Opening game against Scotland is a must-win. And they could. It's not going to be as easy as Scotland do it, but Scotland are going to provide a party. Of course they will. I like that group. Group D, Australia, Paraguay, the hosts USA, and European playoff C, which could be Turkey. Now, that's a balanced group. People are sleeping on that group a little bit. I think people are saying USA, easiest group, they'll walk that. People don't know how good Paraguay are. Paraguay are a very, very good team. Australia as well. Australia at World Cups, brother. These guys will make it so tough. Defensively, they're solid, they're resolute, they're physical. They're going to make it so difficult for their opponents. Paraguay have players like Enciso, who's probably, I'd say might be the best player in this group. A guy who can just win you a game by himself. And if it does become Turkey, I mean, we'll see who else it could be. I think there's Slovakia, Romania. But my prediction is that it will be Turkey. I think they could fancy their chances of getting out of this group as well. I think it's very even, but I do think USA, because of the host nation powers, probably will make it through. I don't see them getting grouped here. Group E, Germany, Curacao, Ivory Coast, and Ecuador. Oh my God, my boys, my Ecuadorian brothers, bro. That's a tough group. That is a tough group, and I'm a little bit worried as an Ecuadorian fan. I'm a little bit worried because the form isn't the best right now. Ecuador struggling to score goals. Ivory Coast, African champions. Germany, we know what they are like. And then debutants, Curacao. Everybody has to be taking 3 points against Curacao to have a chance of making it out of this group. Obviously, there is a chance that 3 teams from this group will make it out, so it does make it better, but that opening game against Ivory Coast is crucial. It is absolutely crucial. Ecuador need to win that game. But I like that group. I think it's a really entertaining group. I think it's going to provide some amazing matchups. But I'm afraid Curacao are just going to be the punching bag in that group. Japan, Netherlands, winner of playoff B, and Tunisia. Winner of playoff B could be Sweden, Albania, Poland, or Ukraine. I think it's going to be Poland. That's an interesting group, and I think the Dutch will be happy. I think the Dutch will take that group. I think Japan are also going to be happy. I think that Netherlands-Japan game in match day 1 is going to decide who tops this group. But Tunisia, they're a banana peel that teams often slip over. I mean, they beat France at the last World Cup. They're a solid, resolute, physical team. They're not going to play entertaining football. No one is going to want to tune in to watch Tunisia. But they will get some sort of result in this group. I'm telling you, they're going to get some points. And again, another African team, we'll see how they do at the AFCON. Ivory Coast in the last group, exactly the same. AFCON is going to change a lot for these teams, and I'll get a chance to watch them and then give you my opinion on which teams I think are set to have a good World Cup. Group G, I like this group. Belgium, Egypt, Iran, and New Zealand. I mean, who did Belgium pay? I mean, as a matter of fact, who did Egypt pay? As a matter of fact, who did Iran pay? This is the group of life. Because Belgium, I think, were the weakest team in pot 1 outside of the host nations. I think Iran were probably the weakest team in pot 2, and I'm saying that as an Iranian national team fan. I want them to do so well at this World Cup. Egypt, I think, were one of the weakest teams in pot 3, and New Zealand also might have been the weakest team in pot 4. So this group is going to be fireworks, I think. I think it's going to... Because Belgium have to top this group. They absolutely have to with the group that they got. But I don't think they're going to have it really easy. They should, but I don't think they will because I don't think they're that great. And that Egypt game in match day 1 is going to be tough. And let's see, Iran-Egypt, who's gonna make it out? That's going to be entertaining as well. Will Iran finally do it? I'm begging they do. I'm praying, bro. But under Amir Khalanoy, I'm not sure. Group H, Spain, Cape Verde, Saudi Arabia, and Uruguay. That's cash money for Spain. Those are 9 points. Spain have got their 9... Like I said, surprises happen at World Cups, but there won't be a surprise in this group. Spain will top this group with 9 points. Uruguay are in the worst form that they might have ever been in. And I was scared. I was scared for them that they might get grouped, but this group, they'll be fine. They'll finish second because the Saudis are just not great. Like, the Saudis are cooked. They really are. I don't rate them. And Cape Verde, man, could they spring a surprise? I'm more confident in them than in Saudi to cause a potential upset. It's their first time, they've never been here before, and I'm hoping they do well. I'm hoping they provide us with some entertainment. Group I. The group of death. 100% the group of death. France, Senegal, Norway, and Intercontinental Playoff 2. Oh my God, this is incredible. Mbappe versus Haaland versus one of the best teams in Africa in Senegal right now. I think they're the second favourites for this year's AFCON. And then it's probably going to be Iraq in that 4th spot. I mean, I feel bad for my Iraqi brothers, man. I'm a big fan of this national team. I love Ayman Hussein. I love the Iraqi people. But this is just a horrible draw. This is the group of death. If Iraq get a point here, if they make it, obviously, then wow. Then that would be incredible. I'm going to be rooting for them in this group, but that group is, honestly, it's going to be so interesting. I'm guessing all 3 of them will probably make it out, though, but that group is going to be absolute fireworks. Group J, Argentina, Algeria, Austria, and Jordan. That's a very easy group for Argentina, put it that way. They will absolutely take that and run to the bank. I mean, it's going to be interesting to see who comes second, though, because I think Algeria, Austria, and Jordan all have pretty good opportunities. But I think Argentina, just like Spain, have really lucked out with this draw. I think they should be very happy with that. And I don't see them slipping up in this group. I like Algeria, I like Jordan, I'm a big fan of Jordan. And the Austrians can always produce a surprise. We saw what they did at the Euros. But Argentina are too good for this. They will top this group, I'm pretty confident. Group K. Oh my God, guys. This is the only thing I don't like about the draw. Colombia are playing Uzbekistan. My dogs, my 2 dogs. You guys know I'm the biggest Colombian national team fan out here. That's my team right there, right? Obviously, I've been a fan since 2014 World Cup, right? That's when I started watching football. These are the guys, bro. I love this national team. And Uzbekistan, I love them as well, man. And they're going to play the opening game against each other. And they have Cristiano Ronaldo in their group, and most likely DR Congo. And DR Congo are a very good side. This is also one of the groups of death, in my opinion. Don't sleep on Uzbekistan, because if you do, and I'm hoping that Colombia, Uzbekistan, I'll be rooting for Colombia, but I would not be upset if Uzbekistan gets something. Don't underestimate Uzbekistan. That is just a warning to everybody. Uzbekistan are not here to mess around. They are here to get points, and they could make it out of this group. It's going to be really tough. It will be, because you're probably going to need at least 4 points. That means you're going to have to beat Congo and draw either Colombia or Portugal, which looks really, really difficult. But it's possible. These Uzbek boys are not here to play, bro. They're here to win. They're a very good team. Bosbek Feyzalayev at the World Cup. Whew, I can't wait for that. And I've got a cheeky hot take. Obviously, we're not doing predictions yet. We're going to do that closer to the tournament. But I think Colombia are top in this group, bro. I think Colombia will beat Portugal. I think we will. I say we. I think Colombia will. Group L, the final group. England, Croatia, Ghana, and Panama. I mean, this is a very nice group. I like this group. I think England will be happy. I think Croatia will be happy. I think Panama is curtains for them, bro. They needed a certain group. They are a team that is styles make fights in football, and they are good against a certain kind of team. I don't think England or Croatia are that team. They could beat Ghana for sure. Ghana aren't at the AFCON, so we won't get a different opinion of them. I like Ghana a lot, right? They're one of my favourite national teams in Africa. I will be rooting for them in this group to do well, but I see it being a tough time for Ghana. And Panama, to be honest. That Ghana-Panama game in match day 1, whoever loses that, put it in the bag, bro. Whoever loses that, put it in the bag. And those are all the groups. My goodness me. I think, initial thoughts, Group I is the group of death. And the group of life, I think, is Iran's group. Belgium's group, Group G. I haven't seen yet the potential pathways, so if this team makes it out the group, who they would face in the knockouts, I need to have a look at that, because that's going to be interesting to see who has what path to the final. But bro, after those long 2 grueling hours, I think that World Cup draw really delivered. I think that's a fantastic draw. The only thing I don't like is the Colombia-Uzbekistan clash, right? That's the only group where I've got like my dogs against each other, but I'm excited. You guys don't know, I'm so pumped for this World Cup. It's going to be amazing. I cannot wait for it. It's in 6 months, June 11th, at the Estadio Azteca, Mexico versus South Africa is going to be the opening game. I cannot wait for it. There's going to be more World Cup content coming closer to the tournament, because it is the biggest tournament in sports history. It's absolutely incredible. And inshallah, Czech Republic can make it. Please, bro. We have a nice group if we do. So please, guys, lock the hell in. The playoffs are obviously in March. Cannot wait for it. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. How did your team get on in the draw? And I'll catch you guys in the next one.